Hello, pre-calculus type people. How is everyone doing today? Hope you're having an amazing first week as per usual. Figured out a way to minimize interruptions. I've already had to restart this video twice, so figured out a way to minimize interruptions. One of those ways is going to be to come in and do this in the morning instead of having to do it in the afternoon. So you didn't need to know that, but I feel like we're close enough I can tell you that in friendship and such. So today we're talking about operations on functions. Yesterday we went over composites, f of g, g of f, all that jazz, right? Today we're going to talk about operations. Now operations on functions, as you can see here, f plus g of x means you add f and g. F minus g of x means you subtract f and g, sum and difference. F times g means you multiply f and g. F divided by g means that you divide f by g, right? Now in this case, g of x can't be 0. We know that. G of x cannot be 0 because you cannot have 0 in a denominator. Impossible. Composite functions, this is what we talked about yesterday. Fog, some people call this, but it's f of g, means that g goes inside of f. F of g means g goes inside of f. You could also write GOF, G-O-F, of x is also the same thing as putting f inside of g. Just kind of keep that relative, all right? So let's try some of these real quick. We have given a function, we got x squared minus 3x plus 2. G of x is 2x minus 4. Find f minus g. Well, this is very, very simple. All you're doing is subtracting, so subtract them. I always recommend putting the functions in parentheses. Always put them in parentheses. Always, 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 always. So f minus g means you take f and subtract g. So f of x is x squared minus 3x plus 2. There's an x there. G of x is 2x minus 4. Now here's why you always put these in parentheses. Notice that this problem here doesn't change very much for this first one. It's just x squared minus 3x plus 2. But now we have this negative sign and we must distribute it here and here. So now this isn't just minus 2x, but it's also negative times a negative plus 4x. Or 4, excuse me, there's no x there. And now we can start combining. X squared, we have a negative 3x and a negative 2x, so common terms here. That's going to be a negative 5x. We have a positive 2 and a positive 4. That's going to give us a plus 6. That's our answer, f minus g. Very simple, very straight to the point. F times g, so we're going to take f and multiply it by g. Put f here, put g here. F was x squared minus 3x plus 2. G of x was 2x minus 4. So we're going to take that and multiply it out. Now some people call this foiling. Foiling was a cute name we came up with back in 8th grade because we couldn't figure out what to call it to make you understand it. It's distributing. From here on out, it's distributing. So you distribute this here. You distribute this here. So that's going to be x squared times 2x is 2x cubed. X squared times negative 4 is negative 4x squared. That's distributed. Now you take the 3x. Go here and here. Negative 3x times 2x is negative 6x squared. Negative 3x times negative 4 is positive 12x. Now take your 2 and go here and here. 2 times 2x is plus 4x, positive there. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Sorry. And all you have to do now is simplify. Combine your like terms. 2x cubed. You have a negative 4x squared and a negative 6x squared. That is negative 10x squared. Here we have a positive 12x and a positive 4x. That is going to give us a positive 16x and bring down your minus 8. That's all there is to it. Feel free to pause, go back, rewind, anything you got to do to figure this out. F divided by G. Now don't let this freak you out. Fractions are nothing more than numbers. Same thing goes for equations. The same process still applies. Remember that this is f of x over g of x. So put f on top, x squared minus 3x plus 2. G goes on bottom. And here's where it gets interesting. To see if these can actually cancel or simplify, you need to factor the dirty little F word of math. Factor. Don't worry, factoring is not impossible. For the top, you need something for these first two terms that multiply to give you x squared. Simple, x and x. X times x is x squared. Second part is what's tricky. You need it to multiply to give you a positive 2 and add to give you a negative 3. Multiply to be a positive 2, add to be a negative 3. Well, there's only one thing that multiplies to 2, and that's 2 and 1. Now, using a 2 and a 1, how could you get a negative 3? Well, this has to be a negative 2 and a negative 1 to make negative 3. If you ever want to check your work, distribute this back out. X times x is x squared. X times negative 1 is minus 1x. Minus 2x, there's your minus 3x there, plus 2. If you ever get stuck, distribute it back out. On the bottom, what do these have in common you could take out? Well, they're both divisible by 2, so let's pull that out. Holy smokes! They have something in common! Da, 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 da. They both have an x minus 2 on the top and the bottom. Get rid of that junk. They will cancel out, and you are left with a measly little x minus 1 over 2. Who knew that something that looked so complex could simplify to something fairly simple? Math. It's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. All right. Fog. F of G. Remember, this means that you put G inside of F. So this is going to look a little weird. What I'm going to do is start off by writing F. If you remember, F of X is x squared minus 3x plus 2, right? I'm going to put a set of parentheses everywhere that I have an x. Everywhere you have an x, put a set of parentheses. Leave some space in there because G is going to go inside of it. Now, G of x was 2x minus 4, so put it inside. Okay? All I did was make a set of parentheses and then plug G inside. Very simple. Alright? Let's simplify. I'm going to do this kind of all in one step. If you were to multiply, this would be 2x minus 4, 2x minus 4, minus 6x plus 12 plus 2. Right? Multiply this out and you get 4x squared. That'll be negative 8x, so minus 16x plus 16 minus 6x plus 12 plus 2. Simplify. 4x squared minus 22x plus 30. Take a second to pause it if you need to. Alright, let's go to the back. This is just the same exact thing, just a little bit more complex because now you have fractions. Okay, so find f plus g. F plus g means you add them. 4 over x plus 2x over x minus 4. Always put them in parentheses. Now you can't just add fractions like this. This is like adding 2/3 and 1/2. You're missing something. Common denominators. So how do I get common denominators? Very simple. What is this side missing that this side has? An x minus 4. Top and bottom multiply by x minus 4 over x minus 4. Common denominators. Sorry. On the right, what's missing? Same thing. From the left, what is missing? You are missing your x. So see what this will be. 4 times x minus 4 is 4x minus 16. These I'm just going to write right next to each other. They're not going to do anything for me anyway, so I'm just going to write them next to each other. Plus, keep going, 2x times x is 2x squared. Same denominators now. Look at that. Same denominators. Now, we can add these together. 2x squared plus 4x minus 16. Let me kind of separate these here. Over x minus 4. Take a 2 out of everything. And when you take your 2 out, you're also going to factor. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and get this fit into this little space here. But take a 2 out. X squared plus 2x minus 8. Right? Take your 2 out. Factor your 2 out of the top. Then factor this part in the parentheses. We want to see if this can cancel with what's on the bottom here. So we've got x and x minus 4. So how do we factor that? We're looking for something that multiplies to x, or x squared. So it's x and x, multiply to negative 8, add to positive 2. You're looking for a plus 4 and a minus 2. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to speed up a little bit. Nothing cancels, so we're good. Let's go to B. F times g of 1, rather. So it's going to be f times g, f 4 over x times 2x over x minus 4. And now this is actually a little bit easier because they actually give you a value for 1 here, or for x. They tell you it's 1. Well, that's easy. Plug it in. 4 over 1 times 2 times 1, 1 minus 4. That's 4 times 2, which is 8, over 1 times negative 3. 1 times negative 3. Easy. Let's keep going. C. Fog of x. Put g inside of f. Start with f, put in a big set of parentheses, plug in g.
If you don't mind, would you leave the door open when you're done?
Yeah. So starting off here, we're going to get rid of the second denominator. Sorry for the interruption again. And we're going to multiply by x minus 4, to the top and bottom. And that's simply because we cannot have a fraction within a fraction. That's a big no-go. And this lets us cancel that. So we've got 4x minus 16 over 2x. All right, g of f, same thing, but f goes inside of g.